howlers.
Welcome, everybody, to Fade to Obsidian, your Red Rising podcast about spaceship relationships and death. We are on our Bye Felicia series as we talk about death. I am Skipper, joined as always by Crescent, and joined this episode by Lotus. Welcome, Lotus.
Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for coming back, especially after last time was Bean Boozled. We punished you. Mm-hmm. And you're still back.
I feel like it can only go up.
Yeah, I was going to say your knowledge will be tested in a much more narrow but a much more deep way.
But I did study this time. I reread the first trilogy, so I am much more prepared.
I like it. Well, we'll use that as the warning for everybody listening that there is definitely spoilers for the first trilogy, but all of the way through to Lightbringer. So if you have not finished Lightbringer, we might not discuss it, but we probably will. So go finish the trilogy or the whole series and then report back. More than the trilogy, but it'll be trilogy heavy, I feel like, but definitely the whole thing. So that's everybody's warning. But before we really get into it, last time we asked you who you are and what you were drinking, and apparently you didn't actually want to discuss who you are. So we got to ask you again. Why are you
the
Lotus?
Ever elusive Lotus.
And I don't know after you finish telling us, then you can tell us what you're drinking. So who are you?
I am Lotus, and I was named Lotus. I think my tag for the listen up was because I come off as calm, cool, and collected, but I'm secretly feisty. And I think it's because at the time I was training and teaching in Krav Maga, and I had done that for 9 years. And I was in a conversation in comms where I told Snow's child through Snow to go make his enemies cry and drink their tears because he was also going to a Krav Maga class. And just the general excitement at talking about anything that was self-defense or fighting related. So I was dubbed Lotus, and I love my name so much. Yeah. So I'm very happy with it. Would not go back at all.
Love it.
Answered finally. Yay! I can shelve that now. Yes. I am drinking tea tonight. So I have a ginger citron tea. It's delightful. It's warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely. I like it. Kristen, what are you drinking?
Oh, yeah. I'm back on whiskey. Ooh. So I needed something that was as strong as PAX. So I have a cask strength version of Lafroig 10 year, bottled at roughly 57%.
Nice. Is that the same one that you had the cask strength opinion to kill Lysander?
Yes, I was of the cask strength opinion that Lysander should have died at 10 years old. Yeah.
Yep. That is forever how I'm going to remember that whiskey. We already said that, you need to finish Lightbringer. So if you're here, listen.
Yeah, that one's on
you. The end of Morningstar. Yeah. I like it. Well, I have beer. 5 stars. It's a beer. It's
tastes like beer.
It tastes like beer. It's good beer, but it tastes like beer. Yeah.
It's got a tractor on it. PAX, strong like tractor.
Yes. Slight behind the scenes that you will see me also drinking this in the next episode where we were recording with Harvest because we recorded out of order. So yes, I still have lug tread with a tractor on it. There you go. I like it.
Works both ways.
Pearl's getting adventurous. To everybody listening, I need you to know that there is a cat in the background just wandering these shelves.
She did this the last time we recorded too. She has not touched those shelves since the last time we recorded an episode. This is apparently the thing she does for Fade to Obsidian. So you're welcome if you're watching.
It's highly entertaining. It's almost like Super Mario.
Yeah, we're going to need everybody to go over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Take a look. Like and subscribe while you're there.
Yep. My long, slinky girl just climbing.
Just patrolling those shelves. I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. All right. Well, let's jump in to the most devastating of the first book deaths. We're talking about PAX AU TELEMANUS today, which I would yell, but people in my house are sleeping. But full caps lock, PAX AU TELEMANUS is our person of the day. So, first question. What are our thoughts on him pre-death? If you can remember the first time you met him, what your thoughts are. Crescent's just throwing his hands up and being big. Yeah, what are our
Love
thoughts?
PAX.
PAX is the best.
I thought he would end up being an enemy, first impression,
Ooh.
because Darrow describes him as like this big Goliath of a child who just, likes to smash things. And I think he beats a motherfucker with another motherfucker pretty early on too. Like grabs a kid by the leg and beats another kid with him. So
Yep.
Yep.
That's PAX.
good first impression.
Yeah.
Great first
He
impression.
also yells his name is like the first thing he does. Like it's not even like we learn
That's
later that he
almost
does,
the
is it?
only thing he does.
Like that's his opening. Just screaming his name. Yep. Wow. I am now thinking though that these are thoughts I've never had before of did he have the easiest time in the passage of anybody? That he just got in there, realized what needed. He probably cried the whole time, but he absolutely
Oh
was
He
the
yeah.
one
absolutely
hit
cried the whole
done.
time.
I
I've killed
just
this
envision
person. Put them
him
out of
like
their
being like,
misery.
this will be honorable, and then just that kid's done. Like
Yeah.
whoever he was with, wouldn't you just do the job yourself rather than
Yeah,
endure
just lay down.
getting beat to death by PAX? Like I just be like, you're good, dude. I'm done.
Yeah.
I imagine when Ragnar puts that gray to sleep on the ice of the poles of Mars. It's like think of home.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
That's what I'm imagining.
a little
The
mice
person
and
just
men.
gave up and they're like,
Very mice and men.
yeah,
Very mice.
just the
and
other
men.
side of the coin. Yeah, the
Yes.
Lenny or the George was on the floor waiting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Aww.
yeah, screaming his name.
Yeah. Oh my
Yep.
god, now I'm getting like mice and men comparison of like the big guy who like tries not to harm people but accidentally, right? Like it's not his fault. He wants to it might
I
be his
mean,
fault.
I
Slightly.
don't know if I'd go that far.
he's just a big torpedo being aimed at things, but with a
Yeah.
Mhm.
soft, twinky heart. He's just
Yeah.
delicate, delicate boy.
Our himbo. He's definitely
He is a golden retriever in the
he's such a
truest
golden
sense of the word.
retriever. Yep. I love one of the notes I wrote was like his loyal to Mustang, that how quickly he flips to loving Darrow, and the line is like, "What news?" He's like, "Here
What
for
truth?
it." Like, okay, new friend. We made new friend.
Like with
Like,
zero prompting either. He was just like, "Oh, we like this guy? Cool. You're
okay.
mine now. We're
Yeah. If
besties."
Virginia says it, it's for real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just our big lovable. And again, him crying probably after the passage because we know he cried after he had to whip Darrow. Like the poor
I think
guy.
that probably was worse for him than the
Yeah.
passage. Like
Yeah.
by orders of magnitude.
No, I agree with that. And I had to laugh when I got to that part because like Mustang kind of jokes about it, but I just pictured like this big blonde kid just in the corner of the armory
Yes.
sobbing.
Just, I had to hurt my friend. Yeah.
And then after that point, I think that's the point where he starts sticking to Darrow like glue too. So
Yeah.
like I
Yep.
totally agree with what Kristen said that magnitude wise, that was it.
Yeah, him and Severo are then fighting for the spot beside Darrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't he also though like shelter when they're all like cuddled up? Like Tactus is like, you know who I can use
Yeah,
for
they're
warmth
spooning.
over here?
Yeah.
Pax. Pax will be great for warmth. Let me just huddle under his armpit over here. They're just like, he's our
Yeah.
big friendly
I
giant.
would absolutely take that option.
Yeah, you'd be so warm
He
and cuddly.
Yep.
probably fit like 4 or 5 howlers just underneath
Mhm.
him. Really, he's like a tent. So he could provide warmth to quite a few of them.
Just, yeah. Aw. I love him. And his discussions with Helga has always been my favorite with like his little crush on his. I love it.
Oh,
A
it was
giant
more than a
love.
crush.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the line? Their love was big.
Theirs was a large love.
Mhm. Theirs
Yeah.
was a
And we
large love.
did get confirmation from Pierce that was Pax's entry into manhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he would crush any pink, so gotta use an obsidian.
Oh no.
Those
he had
aren't the only
black.
2 options.
Yes, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. Well, we gotta now talk about the sadness. And I think because you love him so much is why he is the saddest. But he is our first hat death of the series. For those who don't know the lore of the hat death, that means that Pierce put everybody who's in that scene, with the exception of Darrow, put their names into a hat and drew it out, and whoever it is was going to be the one to die. So we could have lost a very minor character, but instead we lost Pax, kind of proving that war is random and death is random. But very shocking. Very. What do you remember the first time you read it, or subsequent reads? What our thoughts are?
The first time I read that one, which is probably close to a decade now, I was very, very sad. I think I was just as sad on this read through. But I didn't know it was a hat death until this weekend. Like I literally
Oh,
found out yesterday that that one was a hat death, which totally it kind of changed like my hot take for his death, but
mm,
I had no idea. I had no idea.
interesting. Yep. Crescent.
Yeah. Hard for me to separate my first read,
I know.
but yeah, I mean every time it's sad.
Yeah.
I mean
Yep.
it does get easier after 20 times or more, but
You're just like, oh yeah, this part.
it also helps that he's only on page for so long. Like,
Yeah.
That is true.
you get just like 15 chapters of him,
Yep.
if that.
Oh yeah. If you think about it. He has
No,
such a big
it'd
presence.
be
I always
20.
thought it was longer.
Well, like you're introduced to him early, but then he's not around,
Yeah.
right? And you get so much of just Darrow and Mustang, and even Pax isn't around yet until later. Like, so.
They do talk about him a little bit
Mm-hmm.
before they actually rejoin with him, but yeah,
It's
we don't get enough packs, even in the limited amount that we do get him.
for sure.
There's the potential for more. I'm angry we don't get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, for sure. Yeah, I remember being shocked, basically just because of how it happens, and like it. I mean, I think everybody's read through. You're not going to know it's a hat death. That's not one of those things that you know reading the book. It's like afterwards, someone's like, "Oh yeah, this is why that happened." Aspen, we haven't seen Aspen in forever. We
What a
got
beautiful puppy.
puppy. We love her.
We're having some animal ingress in this episode.
Yeah, so many animals in this one. We need our emotional support animals in this.
We do.
But yeah, like, so I feel like his is one of the most shocking of the whole series because you're not expecting it, and because, you get the backstory with Helga, you kind of expect more. And Pierce has admitted that he had plans. He had that Pax and Ragnar were going to be friends, and like he had all of these plans laid out, and then they're all gone, which is crazy. I am wearing the per aspera ad
Aspera ad
trauma.
trauma.
sweater, and he is the first. He is the only one of Red Rising that is on the sweater. Eo's death does not make it because I don't think Eo's is as shocking because it's like the opening rather than this is the one that's like the true trauma moment.
I also
it's
don't
like
think
40 pages in, so
I think Pax's death is the most important, one of the most important of like the whole first trilogy period. Like I think he only really gets topped by Ragnar in uh Morningstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain. Let's go. Let's get into it. That's the whole thing is the impact on this.
I don't know if this is gonna be a hot take or not. Because I feel like a lot of people would say EO or I don't know, even Julian for the impact that it has on Cassius/Cassius, however the fuck you say it. But PAX for me, and especially on like this read through in particular, is the first time that Darrow actually mourns a gold period, which I think is a really big shift for him as a character. Because when he goes into into the Institute, he's very mission driven. He doesn't want to have sympathy for any of the golds. Like he's really just kind of doing what he needs to do. And like he's making friends with a lot of the golds there, but there always feels like there's that separation because he's there on a mission. So he can't be 100% honest with them. But like he and Pax kind of meet at a neutral zone of like fighting. And I think he really starts seeing what golds can be through Pax because Pax is a gentle giant. Like he's a very simple kind of guy, and not that he's dumb, but in like his ambitions are not super complicated. He's really just there to protect Mustang and do his thing. And you know, he turns Darrow into this mythical figure by talking to people and becomes a howler and all of this stuff. So I think when he dies too, it is super shocking to even Darrow, but it's also like the first time where he's like, oh no, he's like, this is my friend and my friend is dead. And I'm very, very upset about that. And I don't think it's something that he personally expected going into this at all.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I think you have a good, like, having a gold that is supposed to be this killing machine crying is even the first time us as the reader is really seeing it. Like, we see it a little bit because we know what Cassius is mourning with Julian and all of this, but this is the first time of like, oh, this should be the top superior like all of those little cute little moments. How he interacts with Helga is showing to Darrow of like, oh, they can respect the low colors, right? Like they do have that little bit. Yeah, absolutely. I would say also then opens up to the much bigger conversation of he's then we know his family is going to well, we don't know at that point, but his family does eventually support Darrow and is just full in of like, yeah, this is we can back him. We're good people.
Yeah, and I think like PAX out of everyone who competes at the Institute is probably the only one that doesn't have like an ulterior motive or ambition. And that's like a huge marker of that family to begin with. Like they're just very loyalty driven, very relationship driven. And I think without Darrow connecting with Pax, I don't even know that we would have Mustang involved at all either. Because Mustang and Pax are like kind of siblings, right? As they're growing up, like more of a brother to her than really her own brother is. Yeah. So if Darrow and Pax had come to odds, or even if like Darrow had ended up killing Pax by his own hand, I think Mustang would have been out for ever. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too much of a stretch. A lot of this series is like forgiving each other for like the horrible deaths that you've done to create blood feuds and whatnot. So that might be too much of a stretch, but I think it would have been a lot harder for him to get that particular ring of support if he and Pax had not connected so much and he hadn't grieved that death as much as he did. I mean, he named a fucking ship after him. That's a huge thing for his family too. Like, I think that was one of the first things they said when they actually got to talk outside of a fight was, we saw that you named your ship after our son. That means a lot. Like, we know how much he meant and he loved you. So we're good. We're besties.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the first reasons that Kavix gives Darrow as to why he's one of them. He says, "My boy made you one of us. Virginia made you one of us. And if we damn all that, I say you're one of us."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, their family is just so great. I mean, I will forever, you know, Kavix is. Did I name on Howler Pod Kavix is one of my top 5? I need to go back. This episode will probably come out before that one does when we name with them. I think I forgot Kavix.
I think you did.
Kavix is
No, I
like
think you
my.
did.
He is
I
my.
think he was one of your male
Yeah.
top 5.
But yeah, Kavix is my end all be all, and through that, all of his kids. And like that's the what news that Pax yells. It's like that's so Kavix coded. Like you just know of this like
100%.
magical, mystical. But yeah, like it's because of Pax we get them, and that impact, as you say, of the ship. And then obviously Virginia names her kid Pax, but Darrow's totally like, you know that discussion would have been like Pax. Yeah, the kid is Pax.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, immediately.
Yeah, how
Not
dare you
even
even
conversation.
ask?
Yeah.
like obviously we would do this. So that's absolutely. Crescent did pull the numbers for how often Kavix is, or sorry, Kavix. Now I'm just stuck on Kavix. How often Pax is
They're so
mentioned.
similar.
I mean, it's all the X names. Freaking loves
So
those
many
X
X
names. I know. But yeah, so Crescent, you got those armed and ready?
Yeah, so in Red Rising, I mean, including attributed dialogue, we have 159 mentions of Pax's name.
Which is huge.
We have, yeah, wow, he's a large man.
He is big. Okay.
How many and then we have
caps locks?
What's that?
How many of those is him yelling his own name in caps lock?
Gotta be at least 5 or 6.
That's a great question, and I bet you it wouldn't take that long to figure out. Once I'm finished with this, I will look.
Yeah, you look up that.
In Golden Sun, he is still mentioned 56 times. Now, whether that's him as a person or mentioning the new ship,
I was gonna say, when do they get the
story.
ship?
But chapter 20.
Okay. So halfway.
Yeah. So like less than halfway.
Yep.
But that is still his impact.
Yep.
And then in Morningstar, it barely downgrades at all. 53 as a name, and 54 if the one mention of Pax Augustus is mentioned.
Yep. So not forgotten. And then obviously we didn't pull for the second part of the series because it's mainly going to be Pax Augustus, but that impact still is there, and like they still think about him and talk about him, and especially Kavix and the family. Like it's huge. They're definitely, as you say, one of the most impactful deaths of how the characters think of him so long term and so much after, which is fantastic.
He's really, really mourned. And like just within the family, I think that's kind of a given because they're the Telemas. I'm not going to say their name right. They're so tight knit that like losing one of them is going to be such a big impact, especially like the baby who just wants to be like his dad, right? But in that scene in Morningstar where Mustang is sharing stories with Darrow's family and her family about PAX and the Institute and all that, like sharing those stories out to show like this wonderful big giant that meant so much to them. And now that I mentioned earlier that we were supposed to get Pax and Ragnar scenes, I feel really robbed.
I know, right?
I super agree.
Yeah.
It would have been so good.
He absolutely would have taught Ragnar to just scream his name.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. Speaking of which, 9 times in Red Rising.
Oh, that he
Really?
yells
He
his
yells his
name.
name. Yeah.
That's so funny.
What a little dork. I love him.
I love him. Out of curiosity, does Kavix actually yell his name, or do we just?
Oh yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or is that just like in my head as like a headcanon? Yeah. Okay. Just
Let
making
me.
sure.
I
Does Daxo
Crescent will know
ever?
better.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty sure that it's in Golden Sun.
I think so too. You think I would know this, considering I just spent the last week rereading them. But I remember seeing it once, and I made a note. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's on Golden Sun 306.
Yeah. Chapter
Uh,
35.
Yeah.
And PAX AU TELEMANUS.
My note for that page was Pax just wanted to be like his dad.
He did.
Yeah.
He
He
is the
did.
most
Just a little
similar
boy.
of because like I mean Daxo is such a politician. Like he is not the
Yeah.
warrior that they are. And then Thrax is a warrior but doesn't give a shit. Like she's over here and she's being
No.
like my dad's crazy. Like she's loyal, she's whatever, but she does not. She's in the corner smoking her burners, being like, leave me alone. And then who's the other one? Zina?
Donna.
Zana is like with her like
With an X.
notepad. With an X. With her notepad being like, okay, dad, sure, whatever. Like she's probably not yelling
Actually,
her
no,
name.
we cannot bring this red with us.
That's what it is. She's like, what are you
Oh, I
doing?
forgot about that. The
Yeah, she's the
practical
one who
Yeah.
yeah. So it really is Pax who Kavix probably went, listen, this is my 5th attempt because there's also an unnamed child. This is my 5th attempt. This one's going to be my clone. Like,
And he essentially is. Like they both have
yeah.
that just wholesome, simple, loyal, lovable energy to them.
yep.
Like
Jolly energy.
if Pax was given a fox, it would fit him just as much as it does for Kavix. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
just a little baby.
Pax would be the best uncle. We're robbed of Pax being the uncle to Pax. Oh, not that they would name baby Pax if
No.
Big Pax was still alive, but
They
yeah.
probably would have called him Julian if Pax was still alive.
Oh my God, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if Darrow had been involved.
You're right. It changes so much.
It does change a lot. Because even like, I know that room was full of howlers, but like, I feel like a lot of the kind of side howlers wouldn't have had nearly as much of an impact.
No.
But like, if Severo had kicked the bucket, that would have been.
That would have been huge. Yep, Severo was in that
Shit
hat.
for the series.
Yeah, like that would have been really, really big. Although I maybe I just don't recall who else was in that room very well, but Mustang wasn't there.
No,
Several
Mustang's
was.
out.
Not.
So besides those two, Pax is probably going to be the biggest hit.
Yeah.
Unfucking fortunately.
Yeah. Well, and apparently Pierce's story is that when he pulled the name, he like his joke is that he looked around and was like, nobody would know. Right? Like but he laughed at it. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? Because yeah, I think Pax is gonna be the only hat death that gets his own episode. The other hat deaths are Tongueless and Serafina, who it's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about them, but they're not. I mean, Serafina especially, it's not that much of an impact at all. It's like,
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, so it's a huge one that's would have occurred. Well, and I have the note here that at the end of the book, and they're all lined up, and Nero shows up, and it's the end of the Institute, and they leave a space for Pax and Leah. Right? Like they're all lined up, and those are the two that they leave a space for. Like, and I don't think you would, as you say, get that if it was Clown or Pebble or like they're there, but I don't necessarily think they would have that much of an impact that they're leaving a space for them. Yeah.
no.
I think they would. I think they
think
would
they would?
for a howler. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because like that whole group was pretty tight.
That's true. But there more was
Well, and especially
Severo.
coming off the heels of the Institute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess also how that death ended up, that Darrow feels guilty for it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to imagine that the death would almost have played out in a similar manner of whoever it is the one who gives the jackal the weapon. Like, that's could
Yeah.
still say the same of like, oh, then it's Clown who hands it over and ends up like, yeah. So it could play out, and then Darrow still has that guilt of like, I had the jackal and I let him go because I underestimated the jackal. Yeah.
You think he would have learned going into book 2, but
You'd think.
not really.
Thought. Nope.
Not really. Something I thought that was sad on this read too is they mention in Red Rising that Pax is the only one that doesn't get a wolf cloak because they can't find a wolf that's big enough to fit him.
Yeah.
So he dies without a howler cloak.
That is
Don't
not
they
correct.
get him a
He
bear?
does not get a
No,
wolf
it's not?
cloak. No,
He
he
gets
gets
the
the
bear.
bloodback pelt.
Yeah.
The giant
bear.
carved grizzly bear. So he does get a
Thank
cloak.
you
He
for
doesn't get a wolf cloak,
correcting
but he
me.
does get a cloak. So you can rest easy in
Okay.
that, and so can he.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you, our encyclopedia. I appreciate that
That's why we
correction.
keep him around.
I
I can take that off.
actually almost grabbed a different whiskey for today. I have a
Oh.
Canadian whiskey. It's called Bareface.
Bareface. Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
Doesn't Ragnar end up
Specifically
with a
for that.
bear cloak too? Or am I
Yes.
misremembering that? Yes?
Probably.
Oh.
Twinsies
Yep.
with their bears.
They would have been a great tag team. It would have been interesting though,
Mhm.
because I think the Telemanus would still have joined sides with Darrow because Pax and Mustang would make those connections, but it would definitely play out slightly different of just like how it all unfolds. Like, I don't know if they would have been. I don't know. Maybe they would have been just as devoted, but it would have been almost a secondary of like, we're here because our son tells us to be here versus you've proven to us that you are honoring our son. Like, it's a different play. So it'd be interesting to know whether or
Yeah,
not
because
the
they're not,
Telemanus would be so far in.
because they wouldn't really be bound by the grief at that point.
No.
It's just like, you looked out for my son, he looked out for you.
Yep.
Cool.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and here's an interesting thing is I don't think in Red Rising it mentions that Mustang and Pax grew up together. I think, and Crescent can correct me, that is a Golden Sun edition. We know that Mustang grew up away from her brother and away from her family, but I don't think it actually explicitly says that they were like childhood friends or anything. So I wonder when that became Pierce's like idea.
Oh, like if he didn't go into it with that idea?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I was looking for it this read through and I was like, I don't think it ever says that like even they knew each other. I think it says that they might have known each other, but not that she was raised alongside him. I think that is a Golden
Definitely
Sun
not
edition.
an RR. I don't
Yeah.
think an RR.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there's one scene, and Crescent will tell me which book. Cavox tells Darrow at one point when he's talking to him about like what Mustang did after she found out about him being a red. Like, I raised my kids together. Like, I read them these myths.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. So like, I definitely got that impression for that. And then somewhere they talked about Mustang hiding behind bushes and Pax trying to hide behind bushes, but he was too fucking big. So he's just like this bear child, not covered by a bush at all. But I don't remember in which book that was.
Yeah. I feel like that's maybe
that would have been Morningstar.
Yeah.
Morningstar?
Swapping all the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it struck me of reading through, and even Mustang is like laughing at the stories of Helga. And part of me was like, well, if you were that, like, you would have known about Helga, right? Like, or at least had
Yeah.
like some inkling of like, oh yeah, he's always been, obsessed with this one girl. Crescent, you're trying to prove me wrong.
So the shrubbery conversation was Golden Sun,
Okay.
and then talking about what Virginia did after she found out Darrow was a red was Morningstar.
Cute.
Because that happened right at the end of Golden Sun.
Yeah. So interesting of how it all goes down. But I mean, they definitely act the part in Red Rising. It's not like they've totally, if it was not intentional at the beginning and he added it in, it doesn't really change anything. Like, they act like they were raised together, but I don't think they ever say it. Just that she was raised apart from the Jackal and has no love of the Jackal. Like,
yeah. And they were so natural together in the first one that when those tidbits came up later, I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
That makes total sense. Of course. You're found family. I get that.
Of course. I like it.
Also, look at him. He's just a big old fucking sweetheart. Of course.
Yep. Just, who wouldn't want to be brother? You would have, like, instant bodyguard. Like, no wonder Mustang was placed with the Telemanus. If she's gonna get kidnapped, no, they're not. They're gonna try so hard. As we know, when then Pax and Electra get kidnapped, that it is Kavix who will not go down, and they had to, like, right? Don't they have to, like, tranquilize him a ton because he's just like, fuck this, like, those are my kids, those are my grandbabies. Yeah.
Is there a better character? I don't know.
No, I love Kavix.
I love him too. He's a sweetheart. And I love getting the preview specifically through PAX, and I think it's because, as we talked about, like, he's just so similar to his dad. So then you get that intro to him in Red Rising, and then when you meet him later, you're like, oh yes, you're a Weasley. Like, of course you are.
Yes, that's a great. Yeah. I just wish we would have had Pax and Sophocles moments.
That would have been great.
Yeah. And Pax would have acted as the younger child to Sophocles. He would have been like, this is also my older sibling. I have so many of them. One's a fox. Yeah. So, which, speaking of, nice shirt you got on there, the Sophocles one.
I'm wrapping my character.
Yeah, I love it. Crescent's wearing June's kitchen.
Yeah, because Pax would have frequented June's kitchen.
Yes, he would have. That is so true, because that's how's Minerva. Oh my god, he would have eaten so much from June's kitchen. The amount of food she probably had to cook just for him.
Damn near putting her out of business.
Yeah. Yeah. He better have been hunting some of that for her as well. I like it.
Oh, he totally would. Hands down.
Yeah.
June needs food. I'm going to go get it.
Yeah.
No worries.
I like it.
I'll bring back 10 times as much as she needs.
That is true.
And
he would have been like, yes. I feel like he would almost feel guilty of, like, I know I eat this much and therefore I must, like, provide for everybody. Like, don't worry, I've got it. No. It's just, he's so great. So great.
Considering he was a hat death, I think I was so surprised by that, because the way the death was written and the impact afterwards just felt like it had been planned the whole time. Like, it just felt so intentional. So I think Dive is the one that told me during a reading sprint yesterday, and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean he was a hat death?
Yep. Yeah, I know it's
this close to keeping him around, but
so close. We could have had
one piece of paper away.
Yep.
One piece of paper away.
But at the same time, we might have almost lost Severo if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
really bad.
That would have been
Really.
interesting because it's right. Is it right before or right after that Darrow and Fitchner have the discussion about right before you find out who? So he would have had to play it of. You would still get the anger and everything from Darrow and let's storm Olympus, but then Fitchner would have reacted in a completely different manner. Like that would have been interesting. Right?
Yeah,
Like
I
so
think
much would
I think
change
at that
if-
point that would probably be one of the most impactful deaths. Because fuck. Like it really comes down to, was it going to be several or was it going to be PAX for having like ripple effects through the whole thing?
Yeah, because especially Fitchner's whole thing is kind of a, like, protect my kid. And so I feel like Fitchner would almost become vengeful in a way of like, you didn't. Like, he followed you and you put him into that situation. And wow, that would have been interesting.
And then Fitchner would have changed a lot too, because at that point his wife's gone and now his kid's gone. What has he got left?
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. Other than the Sons of Ares, I guess. But like, I think half the reason why he has us for his kid anyway. So if his kid's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he would have tried to burn down society then and there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Interesting.
So different.
So
wild.
Different. Crazy to think of. Crazy to think
yeah.
of. Yeah. We could do a whole thing probably after Red God comes out of a like if this had have happened instead. Right? Like a what if series.
AU Red Rising, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
What if this person instead of that person?
Yeah. And I'm also not one that theorizes a ton. Like I'd rather just let it happen. I'll have fun with it after. But yeah, it'd be really interesting after the whole series is done to like go through the whole thing and then pinpoint all the really impactful moments and how they would play out differently. So I think PAX is the first one. I'm like not even EO really. I think PAX is the first one.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't think you could have a story with EO not dying.
No.
Or like it would be so vastly different.
Yeah, like in terms of the whole series, she's kind of a fixed point in my brain. Like if he doesn't die, the series like nothing happens at that point. Mm-hmm. If we like with the kid involved, I don't know if it had been like his mom instead. I think it kind of gets into some interesting what ifs, but like EO dying never seems really optional to me. And so like at that point it's important, but it's also it's not unique for this universe because we have a lot of men who go into the rebellion because their wives have died. So like it's a horrible traumatic thing. But it's also kind of a unifier, and that's part of why everyone like gravitates towards Darrow anyways, because he has like this non-unique experience in this society. But like again, PAX is the first moment where Darrow's like, oh, I'm changing because I sympathize with this person, I loved this person, they're dead, and I'm fucking pissed about it. Yeah. So, and then at that point on, we see a lot of shifting towards how he feels about goals in general and like pushing them away. And I think partially he pushes them away because of PAX, and in lieu because of all the shit he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. But PAX and Mustang also stand for like he knows he can suddenly work with them as well. Like he doesn't want to become their friend in certain ways of like, oh God, I'm gonna have to overthrow you. But at the same time, the two of them and Severo really prove the point of we could work with you, right? Like
100%.
Yeah. Crescent. Oh, I was gonna say you look deep in thought there, but you're just thinking about your next sip of scotch.
Always.
I like it. Well,
I was also watching your door open and close.
I was watching your door open and close too.
The mysterious cat coming and going. Hey?
Either that or Skipper has ghosts.
I do also have ghosts. That's a known thing.
It's
Yeah.
PAX
It's
coming
PAX
into
is
the room
with
for the
us.
conversation. PAX is
Yep.
with us in the room. We don't even need a Ouija board.
Yep.
PAX is in our hearts always. It's always here. I like it. Well, I think that's pretty much it for PAX. Any other final comments on the big friendly giant?
No.
The slightly smaller big friendly giant.
Slightly smaller.
Yeah.
In another 5 years, maybe he would have rivaled Cavex's size, you know?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh no, I meant Ragnar.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably was close to Cavex's size, if not at or above already.
No, that's fair. Fair
Yeah.
point.
Well, the next time we talk Lotus is not until Morningstar, and Ragnar
Correct.
will be dead. So, you can touch on that. Not to depress you anymore, but you've signed yourself up
It
for...
makes you feel any better. He's already dead.
That's great.
He's been dead for a while.
For 10 years now. Yeah.
Mhm.
But you're coming back for Neryl, who unfortunately,
Oh.
and we'll get into it then, but Neryl was the last claimed person of all the deaths. And you were like, I guess.
Too intimidating.
Okay. I'll take him. That one's gonna be a little harder for me than PAX because I did not pay a single fucking bit of attention to him in Red Rising. So I
Guess
will
you gotta read again.
refresh.
I think that's going to be probably a short episode. Neryl was one of the ones that I'm like, do we include him with other things? But I think he deserves his own episode, so we didn't put him with Harvest and everybody else. But it's going to be an interesting one, talking Neryl. So
Yeah, it'll be good.
yeah,
We'll see what we come up with.
yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know why.
See how
in
much
my
we can
head,
stretch it.
Neryl lasted at least until Iron Gold, and then I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, he's used as like hostage at Morningstar. Like, I don't know why. I had forgotten it.
Well, when you originally said he hadn't been claimed, I was like, oh, I need to reread the next trilogy then. And then I actually read what you sent me, and it was Morningstar. And I didn't remember that at all. So
Yeah.
it was a good thing I did the reread. So
Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
He's our last positive death in the first trilogy.
Like last death of somebody we like, as in
yes.
positive
Yeah.
death. I was like, I think he's
Yes.
a negative. We don't want him to die, unlike Octavia
Yes,
and
sorry.
Aja.
Yeah.
Yes.
oh yeah.
He's
Those
the
fuckers.
last rising
Good guy.
side death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll take that. My burden to bear. It'll all be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good. Thank you for joining us this evening and talking through PAX. Yeah. It's
Thanks for telling us who you
sad
are.
one.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
and who you
Thank
are.
you for
It's always
having
nice
me.
to know.
I appreciate the redemption episode. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
We didn't make you eat disgusting things this time. It's great.
Already better.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks everybody for listening. I have a cat on the keyboard that I'm hoping does not hit a button before we stop recording here. But thanks everybody for listening. Thank you Patreon for supporting. And get your hand off of that. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next week. Chaotic endings. Thanks, cats.